Good evening. Welcome to the Troy City Council special meeting for November 15th, 2018. I will call that meeting to order. The roll call, Ms. Dixon.
Mayor Slater?
Here.
Councilmember Abraham?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Baker?
Here.
Councilmember Hamilton?
Here.
Councilmember Henderson?
Here.
Councilmember Hoderick?
Here.
Councilmember Pennington?
Spoke to Councilman Pennington. He'll be here in about 10 or 15 minutes, so we're going to get going. We have one discussion item at this special meeting. That is a public engagement with the City Council finalist candidates. And I'm going to turn this meeting over to James Vitrino, who is with GovHR, our search consultants, and he will handle the meeting until we get to public comment. So, welcome, James.
Thank you very much for being here this evening. We're going to go from a very formal meeting to a very informal part of the meeting now. The public will have an opportunity to meet the 3 candidates that have been selected for this final round of interview. This meeting starts at 5 o'clock and will go, as the mayor said, to a public comment point at 6:15. And then after that, City Council will proceed to a 7 o'clock meeting where they will interview each candidate individually for approximately 1 hour, and then they will deliberate. Your part in this as the public is really important to provide feedback to City Council as you interact with the candidates. Each candidate will have about 3 minutes to introduce themselves to you up here formally. We'll go one at a time. And then after that, they'll break into different corners of the room where you're encouraged to gather around and ask questions, talk with them, ask them about their experience, however you'd like to interact with them. One of the most important things we ask that you do today is after you hear the candidates for the brief moment they will speak and talk with them in the corners, that you fill out one of these comment cards. The comment cards are around the front. Lori has some. Once you fill it out, if you could please provide it back to me or Lori. This information, no name is necessary, but certainly your comment on your interaction with the candidates, your opinion on the candidates would be much appreciated by City Council. Comment cards will be provided to City Council in advance of their deliberation. The other card that if you would like to speak at 6:15 during the formal public comment, you need to fill out one of the yellow cards, and they're in the back. So if you'd like to speak, it's this one. If you'd like to give City Council your feedback in writing, please consider filling out one of these before you leave this evening. Again, keeping this informal, I will simply look at the candidates and address them by first name. I will provide them no introduction. They will introduce themselves and provide you a little bit of information about themselves before we break into an informal meet and greet. Any questions from the public on process? Great. Chris, you're first.
Good evening. Thank you for coming out on this somewhat treacherous night. My name is Chris Wilson. I am currently the village manager for the village of Beverly Hills. I've been there for just over 10 years. Prior to that, I was the city manager in the city of Algonac for just over 4 years. And again, prior to that, I worked for a small community in the middle of the state, Montcalm County, called the Village of Edmore, and I was there for just around 2 years. I'm not a native to the state of Michigan. I've been here almost 20 years. Originally from the state of Arkansas. I came to Michigan 19 years ago on a fellowship offer to study at Wayne State, where I got my master's in public administration, and liked it enough, I've stayed around. I've been married for almost 21 years, 21 years next month. Not that I'm counting like I'm putting in time toward a pension or something, but I've got 4 children, ages 10, 10. I've got twins and a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. My wife's been a school teacher for the Troy Public Schools this is her 13th year. She teaches at Troy High now. She's taught at both Troy High and Bolin Park. She teaches Spanish as a native Spanish speaker. Really enjoys that, and is currently working on her certification for ESL, as I think is a growing need certainly within the district. Thank you for being here. I'll be happy to answer any questions. I'm honored to be a part of the process, and I look forward, if given the opportunity, to work with you, for you. Thank you. With you too, if I can. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Victor Cardenas. I currently serve as the Assistant City Manager in the City of Novi. I just want to take an opportunity to first thank James and the GovHR team for a great process in facilitating us up to this point, and also congratulate Chris and Rex on their ascension to this final level in the final round. So, again, I currently serve as Assistant City Manager in the City of Novi. I've been there for about 8 years. Pretty much most of my career has been here in Oakland County. I'm from the east side of the metro area, from St. Clair Shores originally, but I've went to school at Grand Valley, did my master's work at IU down in Indiana, then worked a little bit at a small college in Ohio, came up to, worked here at the City of Oak Park as Assistant 2, became a village manager in the village of Brooklyn in Jackson County, and then served here in Novi for the last 8 years. I have 3 little children under the age of 9 right now, and then my happily married for over 10 years. I actually worked here in Troy when I first worked for Oak Park. I worked part-time in over at Somerset, and I did that for one holiday season, decided that was not what I needed to do part-time, and that was enough. But I was here a lot in Troy during those years, and driving back and forth. I lived in Royal Oak and Ferndale, respectively, and I got to know a lot about Troy during those times. And Troy was always that, in our city manager field, that shining city on the hill. Even though there's no hills, Michigan, but still, they get the statement. And I've always aspired, and I'm very honored to be considered for this role. And it's because Troy has a rich history, has that strong economic base, and it has a lot going for itself. And the strong schools is compared next to none in terms of what's out there. So this is a fantastic opportunity for myself and for my family. We're looking for this community as something we can plant our roots in and move here, buy a house, and live here for a very long time. In terms of my professional background, in terms of what I do, I'm a member of our International City County Manager Association. I try to give back to that as much as possible. I'm a credentialed manager, mentor up-and-coming managers, and try to find them internships and also full-time jobs as they progress in their careers. I've had opportunities organizing state and international training opportunities, and I've had opportunities to travel on several different occasions abroad, interact with international city managers, and learn from the best practices they have in their respective countries. In my role in Novi, I work toward innovative concepts and processes, identifying ways to collaborate while always looking at ways to break down silos. I'm always looking for a way to find the way to yes, no matter what it is, what kind of process or situation that we have. And I'm always trying to fight against the process of this is the way we've always done it, because there's always a way of improving upon that or making it better, or making it easier for residents to get permits, companies to get their permits, or get their whatever they're looking for from the city. So, again, Novi is very similar to Troy, but Troy is the largest community in the county, has a lot going for itself, and it's definitely an economic driver in the region. And I look forward to hopefully serving for the City Council and for the residents, and look forward to talking with all of you here in a few minutes. So, thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Rex Salkin, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to meet with each of you personally. I'm a regular guy that just wants to do a great job for you. Everything that I've done in the military has prepared me to become the next city manager. I'm a servant leader, an advisor, an administrator, and a consummate team player. During my decades in the military, I've become culturally savvy with working with more than 30 different nations, and this has also taught me to be an expert in global operations and to build relationships with diverse cultures around the world. I'm coming to Troy because I made a promise to my son, Max, that after I retired from the military, we'd set down roots in Michigan. And I'm coming permanently to Troy because I believe in the city. It's a city with fantastic, hardworking city staff that have made the ability to push the city forward despite recent bad events. And I want to be their servant leader, first and foremost, to help them, to nurture them, to be able to bring compassion, devotion, and commitment to them so that I can support them, to be able to support Mark Miller, Tom Darling, Chief Nastasi, Chief Roberts, Jeanette Menick, Eileen Dixon, and Kurt Bobensieb, all of who are experts in their areas. For me, I want to build trust with these high-precision individuals to be able to heal their team, be able to bring a happy, healthy work environment to them so that we're able to have a professional and high-performance team that believes in trust, integrity, and provides enthusiasm when bringing the best services to our community and to all of you. But thank you for this opportunity. I'm not here to talk at you. I'd rather talk with you. So I'm happy for any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the three of you and for sticking right at the time that you promised. I really appreciate that part. So if you can go kind of to a couple areas around the room, and I'd really ask members of the public to interact with them, ask them questions, and for those that walked in a couple minutes after I spoke, please, you'll find these white cards. Lori has some there. They're around up here. After you have an opportunity to speak with the candidates, please fill out a comment card. These comment cards will be collected by Lori and I, and they'll be provided to City Council as your input before they go through and make their decision in this very important matter for the city. Secondarily, this yellow card, if you wish to speak at 6:15 during public comment part of the meeting, please feel free to fill this out and you can speak at the podium. But please also know that the white card will be received by City Council members prior to them making prior to them deliberating on this matter. All right, gentlemen, please visit them.
Okay, we are back in session. We have completed the public engagement with the City Council finalist candidates, and we're at the portion for public comment. I have one card indicating one person wishes to speak under the public comment section. Is there anyone else that wishes to fill out a card at this point? If you do, please make sure you let Cindy Stewart know. Okay, I'll call upon Vince Condon, Troy resident, who wishes to speak. Good evening. We have three minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
Okay.
The yellow light means I have 30 seconds or?
1 minute.
Okay, good.
1 minute.
It's not going to be that long.
Thank you.
I just want to give a thank you, and I have a suggestion. I do have a plaque at home that says the world is run by those who show up. Thanks for showing up. And I got that from the Troy Chamber of Commerce, Gayla Hauser, about 20 years ago. So I think it's very appropriate for tonight that people did show up, and you know, those are the folks that run things. But my name is Vince Condon, and I'm an attorney with Legal Aid and Defender Association in Detroit, and a job that I love, working with indigent people, and I'm blessed to, you know, be able to do that kind of work at my age. I won't tell you how old I am. I did attend the interviews of the candidates. There were only 2 or 3 people there from the community, and just want to say it was really good. The questions were really good from council, and everybody got the same question, so it was very fair. I did see everyone except Mr. Miller. I was late coming back from lunch, so I missed his interview. And really, the thank you is to Mr. Mark Miller for a great job. I think he brought integrity back to the position and hard work. I was very impressed with his resume. He's done a lot, I think, for the city, and I hope people appreciate what he's done in the short time. And I know how tough it is stepping into a situation like that. And I think he's done a great job, and I think more people than he realizes appreciate that. So that was the thank you I wanted to give. And I would hope that council would consider some type of bonus for Mr. Miller if he stays on for a period of time. And I think that would help with the transition. The suggestion I have would be that I really think council needs to give the city manager about 10 minutes each council meeting to kind of let people know what's been going on in the city. Excuse me. And I think that would really help the citizens to know what the chief operations officer is up to and what they're doing. So that was my suggestion. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think I made a new friend tonight.
I think so. Well, that concludes those that have signed up to speak in public comment this evening. I will still open it up if there's anyone in the audience that wishes to speak tonight in public comment. Please come forward. Mr. Green?
You mentioned checking with Cindy Stewart. I went looking for her. I couldn't find her. Sorry. In brief, I've already spoken a bit at council. I would love to, it's a trite question for an interview, but I would love to know in general from the candidates who remain when you get to that point, just in 3 minutes, what makes them truly special for the position. I've heard from all three of the ones who are here this evening, and they all have the qualifications, at least as far as I can tell, in a very short period of time and from what I've seen. But I would love to know what it is that truly makes them, what's their value add. Each one has skills for that. And I neglected to mention the other day, and I know it's contentious bringing up other individuals at this time, but first of all, thank you all for going through this process. I know it's been a little contentious, but it's valuable for the city. I think we all know that. During the interview, Mr. Miller, who is no longer in the consideration, at least at this point, talked about a project that he had been working, a couple of them, for community engagement applications, apps that were being looked at, and a couple of other things that were really driven towards healing the city and directly engaging our community, which seems to both want to be involved and not know quite how to be involved. And he's been advancing those projects, or his department has. And the other night at council, you all spoke, or at least several of you spoke, as it was coming up for budgetary approval, about how excited you were to see those projects move forward. And I think that deserves some consideration just in general. I would love to see a more concrete discussion of the community engagement plans for the new city managers. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last call. Anybody in the audience wish to speak under public comment for this special meeting? We will have an additional...
Mayor, I just wanted to mention that some of the people still have comment cards, and we're happy to collect the comment cards as well. Please get them to us as quickly as we can so that council can have the benefit of having those cards before the interview start.
Very good. And there will be an opportunity at the next special meeting that starts at 7 o'clock. There will be public comment portion in that meeting also. So thank you to the residents that are here that came to meet and greet our finalists. Thank you for showing up on a snowy, crummy night. So we are adjourned.